What's going on? So, I've come to learn to treat people in life like mosquitoes. What do I mean by that? Well, a lot of people you're going to come in contact with your life are going to be an irritant. So, you have to understand what irritants do. They're like pests. And with a mosquito, once he bites you, within a matter of seconds, you're going to have a welt that comes up on your skin. That welt will grow if you scratch it. And this is what a lot of people tend to go wrong. They don't resist the temptation to scratch. So when someone says something to you and you opt to say something back, you didn't resist the temptation to scratch. So anytime you start scratching at the mosquito bite, it makes it worse. So anytime you start talking back, running off at the mouth, however you want to call it, you're making the situation worse. So you have to first identify who it is who's biting you or who's coming into your presence, invading your space, and then being a bloodsucker, which means that the mosquito is sucking your blood, taking your energy out, and you're feeling it, and then that you're either going to respond to it or you're not going to respond to it. And a lot of times people respond to the foolishness, and that's not something that you should do. You really should be ignoring. After you smack them, you've killed them now. You don't have to do anything further. But what's happening is with a lot of people is they're letting the manifestation of the mosquito linger longer. So now that mosquito is having a longer time in your life because now you're scratching it. And I remember as a kid, a couple of friends of mine when we were kids, when they got bit by a mosquito, they would keep scratching. Well, what happened was those scratches turned into sores. They'd start turning into black little blisters like on their arm, and they would then start bleeding and pussing. And then it took longer for the actual original mosquito bite to heal because they kept scratching. See, that shows me a lack of discipline. So when you get a certain place in your life, you need to understand, all right, even if you didn't catch the mosquito biting you, you need to resist that temptation to scratch. You need to resist that temptation to say something because everything doesn't deserve your attention. It doesn't. And in the case of people who are acting like a pest, like a mosquito bite, or something, I think it was. If there was something like a mosquito bite, and you know it's a mosquito bite, don't scratch that joint. Don't scratch it. Resist it. You know, the people say, oh, that's easier said than done. Trust and believe. I know this, therefore, I'm not going to tell you something that I don't do. When a mosquito bite me, I'm not scratching it because I know what it can lead to. And it only intensifies the itching. So when someone says something to you that they're sucking from you, and you don't resist that temptation to scratch it, you're going to respond back. And when you respond back, it's going to intensify. This is why you have to identify what's actually going on, which is why I tell a lot of people, I tell women that they're more biggest thing to get control their emotions because they process emotionally. Men process logically. But men have to also do the same thing too. You gotta get control of your emotions because as a man, if you don't get control of your emotions and when you process logically, you're gonna make the wrong logical decision. So when a situation comes about and you're not processing and identifying, the first thing you have to do is identify. So when you identify that this person is a mosquito and they just bit you, okay, if I go and I scratch this itch, what's gonna happen? That's you identifying and evaluating the situation. If this person says such and such and such, okay, so if I respond back, what's going to happen? They're going to say such and such. And if they possibly say such and such, then I'm going to say such and such. Then one of us may cross the line into where we come to fisticuffs. And if we come to fisticuffs, then what is it? Oh, I might go to jail. Or I may do something. Well, am I justified? That's just why I believe there's a scripture in the Bible that says, a wise man studies to be quiet because he's evaluating everything that can possibly go wrong in this situation. But a lot of times people are not identifying, like, oh, this was a mosquito, and let me not say nothing. So, identify what it is that did you. If it's like a mosquito, don't say nothing. There's no need for you to scratch the itch to make it worse than what it was before. Anyway, like anything I said, I'm gonna come up with some more stuff in the future. Hit that like, subscribe button. Yep. Until then, be easy. Fix your face. Fix your feelings.